Okay, good morning viewers, subscribers. We're really happy with the increased number of subscribers in the past week. We hope that we can continue to grow our base. If you could share our videos, we're showcasing drives and different routes along Barbados. And today, based on a request from one of our new subscribers, we're going to do a journey from Bridgetown all along the west coast of Barbados up to Speightstown and just outside of Speightstown on the tip of St. Peter and the beginning of St. Lucie. So today is Saturday, the 2nd of March, and the father-son duo of JP and Dad, we're doing another video of D&J drives. This journey, however, will be done in two parts because we're going to show you the west coast starting from Bridgetown and heading all the way up to Speightstown, and then we're going to do another video, part 2, in the opposite direction. So here we go. If you have a map of Barbados available to you, you can follow along just beyond the Bridgetown port by that curve on the map. This is where we are on the road. So we approach the Frank Worrell roundabout, and instead of taking the second exit to go up on the highway, we're staying on the coast road. This building just in front of you is the Sir Keith Hunt Hall of Residence for the Cayfield campus of the University of the West Indies. And on the left is that famous gas station, the Esso gas station, where the UE students would go to get those famous hot dogs and bulldogs. This area here is well known to many of you out there who are graduates from the Cayfield campus. You would have frequented the Bats Rock Beach on the left. And for the older graduates, if you live outside of Barbados, you would not be aware of this entrance here on the right that takes you to the Usain Bolt Stadium. That's a relatively new sporting facility in Barbados. It was quite, the naming of it was quite controversial, because why give such a prominent facility the name of a non-Barbadian? But the principal of the campus at the time felt that Usain Bolt, being an outstanding Caribbean national, should be honored in that way. So this is Prospect in St. James. We're on the west coast of Barbados, heading in a northern direction. It's now 20 to 10 on Saturday morning, the 2nd of March, 2024. popular beach, but the thing about Barbados is that there are different types of tourism destinations. On this coast, it tends to be a bit pricier, a bit more upscale, the west coast. Of course, tourists who stay on the south coast have an entirely different experience. And then there are those who come for surfing and so on the east coast. This being the west coast, you'll find several exclusive villas all along the left here. You can't see it, but all of this is beachfront property. Nice villas, private, smaller hotels, and some large ones as well. And right ahead of us is to the left now is the famous Cliff restaurant, one of the priciest restaurants in Barbados. And we're gonna make a stop here to show you the monument for the Cubana airline that was bombed. And every year officials from the embassy come here to mark that event in honor of those who died and lost their lives on the 6th of October 1976. We're gonna give you a view of the monument because it's a spot that is very popular for the tourists who come here. In fact, that vehicle in front of us, that's probably tourists who are coming to get a photograph close to it or of it. So there's a lot of history around that, a lot of conspiracies around who bombed the aircraft, why it was bombed, and so on. But that's more information for another day. We're going to continue our tour along the west coast. Continue to see some lovely facilities on the left, and of course, if you're looking closely, you'll see that there are smaller houses on the right and even in between some of those luxurious facilities. That's something that's very peculiar to Barbados, where you find sometimes the very wealthy living among the very poor. A small house, a chattel house next to a big mansion or just across from it is not anything unusual. And everyone lives peacefully together. the famous One Sandy Lane on our left. Approaching now. There it is, One Sandy Lane. Always famous, but made even more famous because of the purchase of Rihanna. Robin Rihanna Fenty, the Right Excellent, being one of the national heroes of Barbados and an international figure. If you Google her home in Barbados, you'll see some information on One Sandy Lane and what it cost. And we're driving through a very beautiful green area that is the home of well-known movie stars and international politicians who stay here at the Sandy Lane Hotel when they come to Barbados. Supposedly one of the most expensive hotels in the region. And as we leave that area, we approach Holetown. As you'll recall, Barbados has 4 towns: Bridgetown, Holetown, Speightstown, and Holetown. This is Holetown. This highway is Highway 1. So it's the first of several highways across Barbados that are numbered and lettered. Highway 1, 2, 2A, 3, and so on. This is the heart of Holetown. Famous restaurants, popular restaurants all along the left. The craft area on the right, small businesses operate there. This is the administrative center on the left here. There's a magistrate's court, a police station, public library, the licensing authority. Passed a few banks along the way. We're passing another bank now, and ahead of us is the Lime Grove Lifestyle Center, an upscale mall. We have 2nd Street on our left. We just passed 1st Street. Serious nightlife in Barbados on 2nd Street and 1st Street. If you come to Barbados and you really want to have a good time and have that street food and street life and having your drinks and lime on the streets all on at night time, that's the place to be in Barbados. Very, very popular. left is the St. James Parish Church. And right behind that, of course, there are just beaches all along the way here. There's a lot of history around the St. James Parish Church. We'll cover that in a subsequent video, but needless to say, there are 11 parishes in Barbados, and there's a parish church in every parish. The Anglican faith, because Barbados was colonized by the British only from beginning to end, never changed hands like many other Caribbean islands that were colonized by the French, the Spanish. Barbados remained in the hands of the British from the beginning until independence, 1966. And Barbados became a republic in 2022 on November 30th, the same day as its independence. Continue to see lovely hotels on the left that are fitted with tennis courts and all sorts of marvelous facilities. If you plan a trip to Barbados, you have so many options because there are just so many facilities, many hotels, and priced for all budgets. Barbados, and right ahead here is the St. Francis Catholic Church, Francis of Assisi. Not very many Catholic churches in Barbados, so that parish takes care of Catholics who live in St. James, St. Peter. I even know of some Catholics who live in St. George who worship at that parish. It's a very small parish that gives you a panoramic view of the sea on the west of Barbados. Same West Coast, but a different section, a different name. So this area is Carlton in St. James. A defunct fire station here on the left, a substation. This area is very popular for liming, and the famous John Moore Bar on the left here was frequented by the late former Prime Minister Owen Arthur. There are many stories about how he would be there playing dominoes with everyone as Prime Minister, just stop there to have a drink and have his pork and putting in sauce and whatever. He was a very down-to-earth Prime Minister, and that was, I understand, one of his preferred spots for lining. He actually hails from the north of Barbados, and one day we'll do a video showing you his home, his childhood home in St. Peter. And Owen Arthur was actually the Member of Parliament for the constituency of St. Peter. This yellow bus, and there was my opportunity. It's such a narrow road that it's difficult to pass them, and they tend to drive in a manner to prevent you from passing them so that other buses can't get beyond them. It's a big fight for that bus fare, $3.50. That's the current fare. One time it used to be $1, then $1.50. It's now $3.50. This is now, we are now in Gibbs, St. Peter, and we're approaching, okay, this road is being resurfaced. We're approaching a very nice beach. I think I mentioned before in other videos that Barbados is currently executing an extensive road repair project. So this road here is being resurfaced. All the asphalt was removed, and it's giving a bit of a rough ride here, but soon from now it will be paved. So this area is Mullins, St. Peter, and it's a very, very nice beach. On the left, you'll get a better view of it when we do part 2. The camera will pick it up, but on your left here there's a restaurant, and it's very popular among locals in St. Peter as well as tourists. You can see some sea bathers there just going towards it, and on the right here there are some who have just left it. How do I know this? Because I can see their towels and their tans. It's really good to see this road being resurfaced, because it was getting a bit out of hand and taking away from the joy of driving on the West Coast. And luckily this video is capturing the roadworks. So in many years from now, this will become part of the history of the West Coast. To get to the smooth part. All of this is new surface. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. And a short while ago we left Holetown and we are entering Speightstown in St. Peter, Barbados. my favorite town in Barbados. It's most quaint, very beautiful, simple. There's the sign for Speightstown, and we are entering Speightstown and then continuing along the west. So we're not that close to the sea now, but we are as close as we can be by road. This home on the left here is a beautiful structure built some years ago, and they enjoy their backyard onto the beach. This is the Alexandra School on the right, secondary school in Barbados. One of the top schools. And here we are essentially in the heart of Speightstown. We did a video from this spot here at the supermarket. Bank here on the right, and you can see everybody hustling and bustling. It's nowhere near as busy as Bridgetown, but for northerners, this is their town. This is where they do their grocery shopping and go to the bank and pay their bills and do whatever else people do on Saturdays. Fisherman's Pub restaurant on the left here, very popular spot. The fish market. St. Peter's Parish Church here. Oh, I can't turn in. The gate is closed, but that's the parish church for St. Peter. And then you can see on your left, we are right next to that beach. This is the actual coast of Barbados. This is a very popular restaurant on the left here. This big building, upstairs and downstairs dining. A little hotel slash, I don't know if I wouldn't call that a guest house, but a little facility there. You can see fireworks at this point. I'm gonna just stop here so you can get a view of the west coast. So we continue along the west coast here, Speightstown. You can see all of the waves breaking right there. That's a little jetty. So we rejoin the highway here, still in St. Peter. This is still Highway 1B. On the left. A gated community with its own port. Each home has facilities to dock their yachts and whatever other vessels they have. There's also a lovely restaurant in there and facilities for staff parties for various companies who can afford to host their staff there. And immediately after Port St. Charles, this is Port Ferdinand ahead of you. This bridge here is the swing bridge, and to the left is where Outer Banks was filmed, or part of it. Six Men's. This little village here is called Six Men's in St. Peter. You can see right there, you can see the sea there, waves breaking there. Little bar on the left here, Brady's Bar. It's a little area here. Fishing village. Look at that home that is just above where the waves break. Now at this point we can go straight to get up to the highway 2A, Ronald Map Highway up there, or we can continue along the edge of Barbados. We're in St. Peter now. We're entering St. Lucie. This area here there's some grey in terms of where does St. Peter end and where does St. Lucie begin. I think there's a sign somewhere along this road here. This is a very nice restaurant, the Fish Pot. Some argue one of the best dishes you can find. Okay, so there's a sign there saying St. Lucie, so we're officially in St. Lucie. And if you look further up, not sure if this video will capture it, you can see the Arawak cement plant. Currently in the northernmost parish of Barbados. You can see the sand from the beach right there, and this area is Half Moon Fort. Look at this building on the left. Nothing between them country or landmass is beyond those shores. Bridgetown, famous restaurant owned by a former member of Parliament, Dennis Kelman. Just driven with us from Blackrock in St. Michael all along the west coast through Holetown, Speightstown and into St. Lucie. We are quite inland here because you can't get to the edge of the island from this point, not by car, but to our left is the cement plant and homes and no real sea bathing facilities, but all on the north. You've heard of Checker Hall in St. Lucie. That's where we are now. That cyclist seems to have a death wish, but not by me. This is the Charles Duncan O'Neill Highway, and it will take us to the St. Lucie Parish Church, where we will end this part 1 of the drive along the west coast. This is the St. Lucie Parish Church, and this marks the end of our tour. We're going to do part 2 immediately and just do it in the opposite direction. Here we are at the St. Lucie Parish Church, and thank you for staying with us. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and share this video, especially to Barbadians who live overseas and anyone who would like to come to Barbados for a holiday. Saying goodbye from D&J Drives.